Yeah, so I just read your essay and I love your writing. You're such a good writer. It was so fun to read. So, a little bit of feedback. Love your thesis. I think it's great. I like that you're kind of talking about microaggressions on two different levels, the psychological level and the societal level. I thought that was like a really smart way to approach microaggressions, really interesting, kind of nuanced way. So you're missing a topic sentence here. You never want to start your essay with a quote. So you do a great job with that later. Right here, you talk about the psychological problems that come with microaggressions. And then here you talk about the societal level, but you're missing that topic sentence here in this first body paragraph. So make sure that you do that for me. Um, okay, let's see. What do we see here? She harshly. I would love to see you dig into this quote a little bit from Rankine. Like, why is it a big deal that she says you smell good and have features more like a white person? She feels better cheating from an almost white person. I'd love for you to talk a little bit more specifically about that language. You know, you do kind of talk about the waist brown hair or waist length brown hair, which I thought was good. You bring in this quote from Alua, which I thought was good, but talk about the language of the quote itself. Like, why would she say you smell good and have features more like a white person? Why is that significant? Um, I like how you brought in your own example here. I thought that was really powerful to talk about like that personal level, the dismantling of the identity. So then you get into the psychological damage, and I felt like this paragraph in general was just kind of like quote overload. Um, like you have a lot of quotes, but I felt like you were missing that your own analysis. So like here you say, with an unsettling feeling like a bad egg in your mouth in which gathering energy has become its own. What does that show us about the psychological level? You could pair it with a Luo's quote here, but I just want to hear more of your voice there. It felt like you were really kind of reliant on the quotes themselves instead of your own analysis. And then at the societal level, I loved that you brought in 13th here. I thought that was this pairing of 13th to microaggressions was really, really smart. Um, so that was good. I would love to see you unpack this a little bit, right? You say microaggressions hide in the subtlety of the not so random security checks at airports or the crowded bus where nobody will turn to you. So I thought that was great evidence because underneath the subtlety is a power to reinforce historic systems. I felt like this paragraph could have explored societal microaggressions a little bit more clearly and specifically. So I would love for you to think about that. Um, Loved this ending. I thought that was really a really fun way to end your essay. Okay, I loved your self reflection so much. This made me tear up a little bit because I just think it's amazing that you get to draw Kanisha's portrait for her. Um, what a powerful way to use your gift and think about the importance of representation and just like seeing yourself reflected in art is so cool. I love that you reread Between the World and Me. I have to read We Were 8 Years in Power, so you're ahead of the game for me on that. I love that you included some quotes here. I'm just really excited for you as you move forward and you think about majoring in public health. And I would encourage you to keep thinking about the connection. You know, like, I know I encourage you to think about environmental racism. That might be something that you continue to explore. I was just at a conference this past weekend and they talked about how Chicago will not test for lead in water anymore, and think about how that is actually kind of a classist and racist decision that they're not going to test for the city will not test for lead in your water. You, the citizens, have to test for their own lead. Think about who does that alienate? Who can't maybe financially um, afford to test the lead in their water? Um, I would also encourage you to read a book called Refuge. And okay, so this is going to be weird in your screencast. I can't remember the author right now, so let me see. I think it's a memoir. Is it Refuge? I thought it was, but I'm not seeing any of this. All right, well, I will look. I'll bring it in for you. Oh, yeah, here it is. This is it. Refuge. Okay. You need to read this by Terry Tempest Williams, Refuge, An Unnatural History of Family and Place. I think you would love this book. I actually have it. If I remember, I'll bring it in for you. Um, I think with your interest in the environment and also health, that would be a really, I think you'd love this book. It's very disturbing and fascinating at the same time. Okay. Thanks, Neha. Loved reading this. Have a great day. You're awesome.